draft. We gonna draft tonight?
I mean, unless you want to wait till next week.
I mean, I hadn't really prepared, but if we're gonna do an on the spot draft,
on the spot, are we picking this? All we doing is picking 10 people.
Okay.
Just 10 people apiece. No brand is off limits.
Oh, so I can pull from AEW too.
Oh shit. What?
See, this is shit. Like, this is where you need to be already recording video.
So you're proposing all brands are open, period. I was just talking about Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
Well, okay. You know, our drafts are always different. Like,
so we need. You know what? Okay. All brands are open, period. We only get 10. No matter what, we only get 10. Tag teams do not count as one, they count as two.
You ain't gonna have no fucking tag team division. Like, they gotta count as one act.
We can do next week and do a tag team draft for our brands.
Okay, now I'm cool with that. Like, because it's draft month. That's you thinking out loud. That's fantastic content.
Yeah, buddy.
Because now
you knew that was a hook. You knew that was a hook.
Okay, come on with it, Mel Kiper.
Activist.
Come on with it, Kiper. So yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. So yeah, top 10 single talents. Then we'll draft tag teams next week, and
then we'll do. I guess the following week we can do 5 wild cards piece. So let me put this on paper.
So you want to be inclusive and do the women too on one of these?
Shit. Oh, so.
Or no, no.
This is a 4-part. This is a 4-part series.
You know, we're good. We're good because the women can actually be a part of this 10 now. We didn't say it was 10 men.
Well, okay, bet. All right, build a brand in a month. So this is going to be a 3. It's going to be.
There's your episode title: Build a Brand.
Part 1, 2, and 3. Because this is going to be a 3-part episode.
So we're doing main talent, tag teams.
Hey man, come on man.
Hey man,
come on man.
Hey man. So what's the 3 drafts we doing?
All right. So
I got you. Go ahead.
Week 1, 10 each singles.
Okay.
No brand restrictions.
No brands bar.
Week 2, 10 tag teams. You want to do 10 or 8 on the tag teams?
There's no double picks either.
Yep.
No. Keep it 10. And then we just have the option to create a tag team.
Actually, so. Okay. All right. Hold up. If we're gonna do 10 with no brand restrictions, right? We're gonna do 10 tag teams with no talent restrictions. So a single talent can go into a tag team, or 2 single talent can go to make up a tag team.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Okay.
Because hell, 3 months ago, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were not a tag team. Now
that is exactly my point. They may be the champions, but that is exactly my point.
Rough.
Tag teams, no talent restrictions.
Yeah, sound about right.
And then let me add to this real quick for part 3. 5 wild cards.
Wild card, bitches.
And that speaks for itself. They can come from anywhere. They can be anything. Just make it dope.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another thing we need to clarify. Can we draft a faction?
No.
Or do you have to take individual members?
You talking about for the wild card?
No. For this we're about to do now.
Oh, no. If you draft a faction, God damn, I already know what you about to do.
You know where I'm going with it.
I better win this coin toss.
That'd be your best bet.
Yeah.
That would be your best bet.
Yes. If you draft a faction, you eliminate the amount of draft picks you have by the number of people in that faction. So we'll say if you have, I don't know, 4 people in your faction, that's 4 of your draft picks gone at once.
That's entirely too many. That's not fair. I would totally agree to saying a faction counts as 2. If you get a faction, you got to use 2 picks to get an entire faction. That I can agree with.
So, wait, what?
So a single talent would count for 1 slot, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So in lieu of a laundry list to get a whole faction, just a faction counts for 2 draft slots. So if I were to take Judgment Day, that means after that I would only have 8 picks. Because Judgment Day is worth 2 because they're a faction. Otherwise, the show will be 8 minutes because there's going to be 1 pick by me, and then I'm going to have 5 left, and I'm probably going to take another faction with that.
That sales job you're giving me right now is almost enough to make me say you can't pick a faction.
It's for the viewers, bro.
You're right. It is.
It's for the viewers. We're trying to give them the best content possible.
But I heard a motherfucker saying they made Hove.
Made Hove say, okay, so make a Hove. Why is it taking so long? Make another Hove.
Oh shit.
Please, bruh.
Fuck it. Coin flip it. We can't decide. It's always a coin flip.
Coin flip it. Yeah, right. I mean, because you won't be reasonable. You're not listening to me.
Your mother's dear sweet baby boy won't be reasonable. The one that does the podcast with me, that is, he won't be reasonable.
He won't listen to reason
because. Oh shit! All right.
Yeah, ho.
On the coin flip.
All right.
Heads is a faction is 2 picks. Tails is
Tails is just no factions at all.
Okay. Can't take Tails. Yeah. Heads faction is 2 picks. Tails is no faction at all. You ready?
I can live with that.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Preparing to flip. Up in the air. Coming down. Tails it is. You want a screenshot?
Wait, what is Tails?
No factions.
Okay, well, fine. That's how you want to live your life. I mean, I respect your right to choose, but
and then now since we're already on the coin flipper,
best 2 out of 3 falls.
No, the next coin flip is for the person who gets to draft first.
Just like a heel champion that rematch. No, can't have one.
All right,
all right, go ahead. Flip the coin for this.
Right. Heads is me. Tails is you.
Run it.
Hold on. I need to see what the back of this looks like. All right. Okay. It's gonna be right or left. Okay. Wait. Hold on. The hell? I don't like that. That's so whack. Every time I click flip again, it goes to the other side, so I can literally see. Yeah, I'm good on that one. Coin toss.
We should do the first coin toss then. If that one.
No. I use a different coin toss for the second one. The first one was Google. Good old Google coin toss.
You out here flip flopping?
No, because I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to be pragmatic and fair.
Don't be changing the setup. There ain't nothing pragmatic nor fair about switching sets. If you got something that's working for you,
okay, cool. You flip it then.
I ain't asked for all that. I don't want to flip the coin.
I mean, go ahead.
We did this on episode 200, and me flipping the coin never goes the way it's supposed to. You can flip the coin. I don't care. Just flip the same coin you flipped before.
All right, bet. Let me go to a different browser and do it. That'd be easier.
Die through the heart. Yeah, I'll end up getting us flagged.
You probably already did. All right. Heads for me, tails for you. Flipping on one. The winner is coming down. Shit, heads for me. All right.
This that bullshit. Now I got to really put together a real situation. Okay. All right.
Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy. Yeah.
We bite.
Yeah with the yeah.
It is
They tried this. They tried to crack Instagram and Asus for this episode. They tried, but the devil will not succeed. Not today, devil.
You know, the people or those who are in the power to like
activate
to like disrupt things in the flow of things while we are trying to create. If you haven't learned by now,
we don't deal or put up with accusations, and most definitely not false accusations.
Thank you, Ross. Appreciate that.
I'm just saying.
Today is Friday, April 21st. Yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
I said, yeah, my Lord.
Yeah, my Lord.
20 and 23.
Wiggle wee convenient. Bring me your dinner bucket.
Let the Ted say.
Hey, man.
My man. Yo. We have one news story, which is cool. Well, the news story definitely. The news story ain't cool. The news story cool. Not cool. However, the rest of the show, to quote the great Carlito, now that's cool.
I mean, you know, we go the extra mile to give back.
We are at the top of season 6 of the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. And we have very slow post WrestleMania content. The biggest news coming out of this whole fiasco of post WrestleMania 2023 is the draft is upon us. That came pretty damn quick, right?
Yeah, it feels like it was very necessary though. Like, it's time, because we didn't get one last year, did we?
Not that I don't remember that we got one last year. And
I'm not too clear on the one the year before.
Don't think there was a post-pandemic draft either. So
it's been a while since these rosters have been shuffled.
But people have been like tap dancing across both of them really since before Mania.
Yeah, that's for main eventers. Like that. Hey, that ain't for you, Steve. That's for somebody else. So,
because like Rhea Ripley is a SmackDown Women's Champion after WrestleMania, and she was on Raw with the rest of her clique
until the draft.
You know, you see what I'm saying?
But look, she's a champion. She has obligation to SmackDown, but she won the title as a Raw competitor. So you get contract negotiations and then fucking franchise tags and all this kind of stuff. It gets real messy. It gets real Lamar Jackson-ish.
A whole lot of like upper mid to upper lower tender popping off here.
All of that.
Because I mean, let's face it. Unless you're talking
exercising 5th-year options and all type of stuff.
Unless you're talking about a
whole lot of fucking gang shit.
You ain't in the upper echelon. This is your daily acknowledgement.
This is your daily acknowledgement.
All right, so we're going to take care of the draft for you, but we're going to do it a different kind of way.
Yep.
Nothing,
we always got to do it different here. Always.
Nothing, no one is off limits. We're having an open branded draft. And not only is it going to take place today, it's going to take place over the next 2 episodes. Not just this one. So this one, the following one, and the one after. 3 times for the people.
Pro Wrestling's Kuiper Jr. and McShay.
I'm going to build a brand. Suave's going to build a brand. We're going to hit you with these brands. We haven't done it in a while, and every time we do, it's excitement personified. Stick around for that joint. That said,
please do.
You ready for this this quick news bit before we get into the draft? Because we have to address this.
By all means.
There's $1 million baby out here getting richer by the second. Allegedly. Who could I possibly be talking about? If you've been under a rock, you don't know. But if you've been, with your ear or your eyes to the screen, then you know Theodore Marvin DiBiase Jr. Ted DiBiase Jr., former WWE star with Legacy, alongside Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, has been charged with theft of millions of dollars that was reserved for needy families in Mississippi, according to Yahoo News. Also implicated in this, NFL Hall of Famer and legend, and also Mississippian, Brett Favre.
Paul did.
In 2021, the $1 million man, both of his sons, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I said Brett Favre. Actually, no, he was named in the letter, but I forgot.
Yeah, Brett Favre was.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
This is all part of the same game.
No, I forgot that Ted DiBiase's son and DiBiase Jr.'s brother name is Brett. So yeah, Brett Favre.
It's 16 different people part of this.
And 2 Bretts in Mississippi. That joke writes itself. 2 Teds and 2 Bretts. That joke writes itself. In 2021, there was a letter to the Mississippi State Auditor, or from Mississippi State Auditor, that asked Ted DiBiase, both DiBiase boys, and Brett Favre to pay money back through the Temporary Assistance for Needy Families Fund. And the DiBiases were required to do a certain amount of work to receive the money, but failed to do so. Marcus Dupree from the University of Oklahoma, as well as Brett Favre, were also named, and the state auditor's office demanded that DiBiase Jr. return $3.9 million. Even though Senior wasn't personally indicted, the office demanded that Senior pay close to $750,000 that his ministry had received back to his office for the funds that were distributed to these that were supposed to go to these families. This is a first class shit show. I want to know who told it. Hold on.
That's what I want to know.
So here's where that question gets even murkier. If convicted, DiBiase Jr. faces a maximum of 5 years in prison for a count of conspiracy, 20 years maximum for each count of wire fraud, 10 years maximum for each count of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and for each count of money laundering. He's looking at a potential life sentence for white collar crime if convicted.
Knowing what I know about America, or knowing what I think I know about America, or thinking what I think I know about America, we won't see that. But the thought of it is absolutely mind-blowing.
Let me read you the counts. 6 counts of wire fraud,
6-piece wings.
2 counts of theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, and 4 counts of money laundering. So let's do some quick math here. 4 and 2 is 6 times 10 is 60. 6 counts of wire fraud, 20 years apiece. That's 120 years.
It was life when you said 60. It was his lifespan when you said 60. Bam. I would be very shocked, very surprised if there is any scenario with any of the DiBiase's or Brett Favre wearing a Dickie suit for life.
Well, especially if they do wear a Dickie suit, please believe they're gonna have some white Jordans under them.
Cause or trading shoes during visitation.
Boy,
look, you got to be of a different pedigree to even know about that. But
no one needs to know about that ever.
No, yeah, you don't need to know about it. I hope you never have to learn. But it's a different time, so hopefully that time bypassed you altogether. But yeah, I feel like it would be unprecedented for them to actually get the time that these charges actually bring.
Yeah.
I don't see that. Like
there's other stuff going on in the news that's similar in comparison in terms of like the amount of monies that are on the table. Not similar in circumstances as far as like the crimes that are being alleged. But we can bet our bottom dollar because of who's involved and the amount of money that's involved. It seems like the more money you have, the more circumstantial it is for you to receive lesser than the maximum. And I mean freedom, by far lesser than the maximum.
Freedom ain't free.
It ain't free. But
everything costs.
But it sure is expensive.
Which is why I'm like, okay, you gonna ask for the money back and prosecute me? Why? Why would we do that?
It don't even sound like the move. Like you said, why would we do that? Like we're smart, respectable adults. We understand how to think.
You know what I'm saying? Like if the choices are give the money back or do 120 years just for the 6-piece that you got right on your plate now.
Bag, jail
bars. Time. Bag or bars.
Here's your bag. I'll leave this jail time in my back pocket, but here's your bag.
Here is your nominal fee.
Already,
you mean?
Already a phenomenal fee.
They got it, boy. 2 lifetime. They ain't got 5 items down the line, but 5 items down the lineup sheet, and he got 120 piece already. Fried pod.
That's just on one charge.
2 lifetimes, homeboy.
That's just on one charge. And speaking of, conspiracy to commit wire fraud and to commit theft concerning programs receiving federal funds, 6 counts of wire fraud, 2 counts of the theft, and 4 counts of money laundering. DiBiase has pled guilty to has pled not guilty to all charges.
I mean, I'm sure for people who are or what's the word, fortunate enough or privileged enough to launder that kind of money, they have awesome legal help. So for him to have entered a plea of not guilty, they must already know something that will get this figured out for them.
To quote the great MC Rock Ness, rock filthy but not guilty. Feel me? I ain't going nowhere unless y'all kill me, really.
And then there's look, there is absolutely no way any of the 16 people named in this are going to court without a plan. They may have
or a deep Southern accent.
That too. That too, and season tickets to at least 2 different university football teams.
One of them ends in state, and it doesn't begin with Alcorn.
Not at all. Ain't no UAPB. None of that. None of that.
Shit.
None of that available for you.
It doesn't start with Mississippi Valley.
No.
Even if it does end in state. You can hang that shit up.
State of Mississippi. Like, nah.
I feel like I want to see the 2 Utes. The 2 what?
Them good old boys got a game plan.
The 2 Utes.
I'm not worried in the least. I know better. The good old boy gang has a game plan. Nobody's going to jail. There's going to be some fines. It could potentially be some probation, maybe even some house arrest.
Mr. Dre, Mr. NWA, Mr. AK.
Yeah, I don't see anybody doing more than 5 years. Because when you first started reading the charges and one of them was like faces up to 5, it's like, okay, he might do that. He might do that stretch and really only do like 2.5. And he'll do it in a dicky suit with all the amenities. Like, he'll be fully taken care of in the process. But then you start reading the other ones. Oh no! Because if you convict one, you got to convict all.
He'll be eating Alfredo with a new fork for every bite, nightly.
if his noodles are not cooked al dente, there will be hell to pay. You feel me?
No accusations needed. Just go get your shine box.
Authentic Italian sausage.
Hey, buddy, you know my name? It's DiBiase.
We bring the extra virgin olive oil and drop the vinegar and balsamic.
Hey, bring that EVOO. Hey. Out of line. My bad.
Ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody going.
That shit ain't happening.
You're gonna shock the shit out of me. I promise. I will get on this show and apologize and admit my wrong if anybody goes to jail for longer than 36 months.
Oh man, let's move on to the next one, man. So, okay,
please
hold on. Do we want to do the draft first, or do we want to do this mixtape first? Because both of them are quite interesting. They can both be main events. In fact, they're co-main events for today.
Well, on night 1 of Broken Mania, let's go.
Of a 3-night buy 2 get 1 free.
We passing the savings on to you.
You think
do the draft first?
Do the draft. Okay. All right. Draft. All right.
Come on, Kuiper.
This is week 1 of 3 in the draft. We have 10 individual draft picks. We had a coin flip for if factions were going to be involved. If factions can be involved, the problem is you have to draft the members of the faction individually. You can't just have the faction as a whole show up unless you get that damn lucky in the draft. And I can tell you, one ain't gonna happen. We'll start with that one. I won the draft pick, the first round, first draft pick, the inaugural draft pick for this year. I have that one. I own that junk. That's me. And
guys, I tried to give you a really interesting show.
No,
I was shot down.
No, it's still gonna be an interesting show. Shut up. No brand, regardless of geographic location, is off limits for this one. So with my very first draft pick,
come on, spit it out. Hurry up, bro.
Yeah, man.
This curveball I'm finna throw is finna be all time great.
It's all good.
Don't even worry about it, because I know what you're finna do.
Gang shit.
I don't like it.
Best champion of our generation, Roman Reigns.
I picked it. I mean, not gonna lie to you.
You know how you and I get down, and it kind of goes without saying that's the move right there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer as a number one pick. So it is what you've done has now made me have to alter course in a drastic and violent way.
Oh shit. Let's go.
So now I'm going to exercise the open door policy of this draft. I will not be drafting anybody from the WWE brand with my first pick because the cream of the crop is gone. I have no one to build around.
It is the one.
There's one. There's another one, but I'm not going there with my number one pick, especially because of the faction situation. I'm taking MJF.
Very good choice.
Yeah, we're not gonna play no games. But watch what I do after this. That's the part that's gonna be interesting.
I like the way your door swings.
Oh,
leave that door open. I'm taking Jade Cargill.
Snazzy pick. Very, very high level pick. With my second pick, I'm taking Paul Heyman.
Ugh.
I told you that things were going to be altered in a violent and drastic way. Now look what you've made me do.
Wow.
This is on you. This is at your doorstep. You could have cooperated. You could have gone with the plan, but you had to sissy my transfer money. And now the plug is on the ground fighting for his life and losing.
Fine.
No. Don't change it.
No. It's quite all right. It's quite all right.
Play it high late.
This ain't a theme. You chose violence. I'm choosing it right back. I'm going with the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
I like it. I really do. So, alter.
That was actually going to be my next pick.
Too bad. Too damn bad.
Great choice. And you picked him in our inaugural draft for people who had never touched the E. So it's only fitting that you grab him for this one. For my number 4 pick. Where do I want to go with this one? You know what? I'm gonna take him anyway. Current for the now 3-time TNT champion, I'm going with Wardlow.
Oh, give me Brock Lesnar.
Good. We need some interpromotional beef here. All right. Let's get active and outside here real quick. The man's been making quite the splash. If I can get him to slow down a little bit, he might be all right. Let me go with Vikingo.
Okay, Vikingo.
Hijo del Vikingo.
Are you keeping track of this?
Oh yeah, of course I am. That's why you see my hands. I'm over here, they're typing away.
Gotcha. Give me Braun Breaker.
Okay. Making it finally on the big screen. Carmelo Hayes.
Good pick. I'm typing up my list, checking it twice. It's MJF, Heyman, Walter, Lesnar.
I got you on the spot, so if you need some help on the spot, I got you on this.
Breaker. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my 6th pick, right?
Yes, sir.
Give me. Let's see. Give me Seth Rollins.
I'm glad you took Seth Rollins because it was going to make it real hard for me to make this next pick if you didn't have him on the table. But now since he is, Carmelo got a daddy on TV. You got Paul Heyman, he's got MVP.
I can understand and respect your logic right there. Give me Cody Luther King.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're at 7. We got 3 more picks each.
Yep.
Man, I'm going with Dark Wrestling Federation over here. DWF. Sponsored by the CIA.
Say, bro. Come on with it. Who you got?
I can't have one woman without having two, man. Give me Bianca Belair.
Well, I'm gonna have a sexist draft. Give me Bobby Lashley.
Big sweaty men slapping meat.
Chill with all that. We're gonna book this a little different. I think we're just chill, just relax.
Let's get some wrestling on the card here. Give me Bryan Danielson.
Nice pick if you can keep him healthy. Let's see. I know I want him on the roster, but I think I can get by without using a pick. Give me LA Knight.
Oh, that's ignorant. Oh, that's so ignorant. That's filthy. That's filthy. Oh, man.
You caused this. This is your fault.
Is it though? I simply flipped the coin. You're just, son. You just mad, son. You just mad. You mad soft, son. You thought that you was gonna be able to get away with this faction shit, this 2-for-1 shit, son.
Hurt people.
Who hurt people? Let me see here. You know what? Very unpopular pick. But if I'm gonna do some really stupid shit out here, it's gonna be damn entertaining in the long run.
Don't do it. Reconsider. Read some litter.
We gotta have some entertainment on this, man. Give me Dom Mysterio.
I'm your father, Dominic. Okay. Okay, how many I got left? I got what?
One.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Damn. That makes this decision so much harder. Do I need another workhorse or do I need another bruiser?
While you're debating this and contemplating this, let me run it back for the people. In the first round, I have Roman Reigns. Suave is carrying this torch with MJF. Jade Cargill, Paul Heyman. Jacob Fatu, Walter. Wardlow, Brock Lesnar. Hijo del Vikingo, Braun Breaker. Carmelo Hayes, Seth Rollins. MVP, Cody Luther King. Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley. Bryan Danielson, L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Let me talk to you. Dom Mysterio, Suave for your number 10 pick.
Heavy debate, but Austin Theory.
Ooh. I'm not mad at that one. I'm not mad at that. That might be the fastest we've ever got a round out of the way in the draft.
I feel like we should at least get like a bonus pick each.
I'll do you one better. Because this hasn't gone the way either one of us wanted to. What a better way to start the first round off than having an unlucky 13. 3 more picks.
Fire up the machine.
Oh shit!
Fire up the pick machine.
I hear attitude. Oh shit!
Let's start a fucking ride in it.
All right,
let's start.
Go ahead. Actually, it's on me. It's on me, right?
Yeah, it's on you.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him so far in AEW. It's only been one night as an official All Elite wrestler, but he's coming. I love
this pick no matter what.
He's coming home over here. Switchblade Jay White.
Fantastic. So yeah, give me Braun Breaker. Yeah, not Braun Breaker. I'm scrolling too fast. Give me Bronson Reed.
Oh, good one. Gang.
Yeah. Yeah, straight like that. Come on with it.
Let's see here. Let's see here. You got Bronson Reed, huh? don't even know which way I want to go with this one. But he'll be money when he comes back. Give me Randy Orton.
Solid pick. You need a locker room leader. I like it. I like it a lot. Give me Rhea Ripley.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good thing for backups, man. Last but certainly not least, this is going to obviously round out the nice wrestling brand that I have here. Give me AJ Styles.
Okay, because AJ was on my list of potential draft picks, but I felt like I could do some different things without him.
It's time to figure that out right now.
It is. There's one person. Well, two. Give me. You know what? You're gonna be happy that I'm doing this, but you're also gonna be upset because you know what it means. Give me Ronda Rousey.
You Look son of a bitch. If you, the pencil pusher, have paid close attention to things I have said over the last 2, maybe 3 years, you will understand how mad I am with Suave taking that pick, considering the roster that he has built. And considering how I ended up with the first draft pick and why there are no factions in this list, Suave just cracked the matrix.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch. Yeah. And I mean, no disrespect to the wonderful Mama Burgundy.
Yeah. I told you that hurt people who hurt people.
All right, so rounding out the unlucky 13, I have Jay White. Suave has Bronson Reed. I have the returning Randy Orton and AJ Styles. Suave has Rhea Ripley and Ronda Rousey. That's your first round. Rounds 2 and 3 will be in the next episodes 205 and 206. In 206, we're going to do wild cards. 5 wild cards for each person, and it could be we'll figure out what wild card means. But
I feel like wild card definitely has to include factions. But now you can't do it because you done broke them up. Wild card, make your own.
We haven't broken up every faction, so
I mean you broke up the one that matters. What do you mean?
the one. You see what he did there? I like that. Next week, we're doing top 10 tag teams in the exact same format we did this with, no restrictions on brand, but they have to be a tag team.
Can I throw a fish back?
Dominique Fishback? Judges, what do you say?
All right.
You know how we do this. While we always offer up a trade towards the end, it never happens.
I mean, I'm good on who I got. I don't necessarily have to trade anybody. I just, I'm thinking about a pick that I might want to swap.
Hold what you got for 2 weeks.
It didn't feel right. Not for 2 whole weeks. I think we shorted ourselves with this 10 number. Even the unlucky 13, I feel like we shorted ourselves.
I mean, the last couple of drafts that we've had, Suave, like when we built brands, I think we've gone like 20, 25 competitors deep. This made it harder.
It's time to fill.
Yeah,
content.
Yeah, but now we know we trying to stick to a schedule. If you
gonna wrestle on main event.
Who said we working for Trips and Vince?
What kind of money you want? You want the money in Jacksonville? Or you want the money in Stanford?
Hey, it's the same money. It just look different.
The availability of the money is different.
I mean, that's also a fact. Well, we'll resume on next week's episode, but I'm actually satisfied with how this first round turned out.
Yeah, I'm cool. I got let me make a couple notes right here of who to go get.
And I'm going to send you this list here in just a second, so that way you have it in the thread. In the meantime, let me go ahead and copy this real quick. Where are we at? Yeah, there we go.
Meantime, between time.
All right, and then Hopefully this translates right. And if you need in a note format, I can do that for you too. Suave was messing around on social media a few days ago.
Yeah, if I show you how this actually came over, you wouldn't.
Okay, yeah, I got something for that. Suave was messing around on social media the other day and came across a concept that we had played around with through text threads and phone conversations over time. And it was actually the way the question was posed was actually pretty on point with, or on brand for us even. And not to say we, are taking somebody else's idea and running with it, because we're actually reached out to this man to try to attempt to get him on the show. So shout out to Cheap Wrestler on Instagram. His name is Matt Rivera. And well, let's just hear what Matt had to say. That's going to lead us into our mixtape for today.
Pro wrestling's Mount Rushmore. This has been a subject that people have been talking about forever. I mean, who belongs on the list? The top 4 professional wrestlers of all time that belong on Mount Rushmore. Who makes the cut? Now, we're going to put a little twist on this, because oftentimes we see a lot of the same wrestlers pop up on this list, right? So right now, I'm going to ban 9 of the most popular wrestlers to pop up on people's Mount Rushmore list. And they are as follows: Bruno Sammartino, Hulk Hogan, John Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and The Undertaker. You cannot use any of those names when you're coming up with your Mount Rushmore list. Drop it in the comments. I have to know who makes the cut.
Now,
okay.
Now I'm trying to take notes with this, right? Flair, Bruno, Hogan, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Undertaker, Rock. There's 2 more missing.
Cena.
And what's the other one?
You named The Undertaker, right?
Yep.
Shawn Michaels.
Look at you, Suave.
I take my ginkgo biloba.
Still got residual effects from 420 I see too. That's dope. Literally, that's dope. All right. Is there anybody else, before I go into detail, is there anybody else that we need to add to this list?
No, I think that's fair.
All right.
You're taking off the most popular, but you're still leaving some lineage, and yeah, we're good.
Flair, Bruno, Hogan, Stone Cold, Bret Hart, Undertaker, The Rock, Cena, Shawn Michaels. Okay.
Yeah. Seems, because essentially you've taken out the guy from every era from the 70s through
champions from 70s until
Ruthless Aggression era.
Yep. The most recent champion on that list is John Cena.
See,
the most recent retiree on that list is The Undertaker.
Then there's that.
So, looking at this, do we want to build our own Mount Rushmore going back and forth? Or, I like that idea, and I'll do you one better. Not only are we going to build going back and forth, you, Suave, you're picking first.
Okay.
Because I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah, I see you're mending fences, grind, you're trimming olive branches, pause.
I know which side my bread is buttered, fam. I know how this thing goes, man. My graphics.
Where the gang goes,
the gang goes, and I just know that my graphics can go to shit if I don't cooperate to some degree. So have at it.
Look, I have never been that type of guy. Far be it me to try to sabotage any of the camp. No, I'm not gonna sabotage your work. I just won't do it.
Just won't do the work.
Just won't do it. Because then that reflects bad on me.
It's a lot easier if you say I've never had my hands on it than to try to explain why it looks so bad.
You can't blame me for crappy artwork that I didn't do.
All right, so
I'm saying they made home.
Irreplaceable, Suave. Just know that. I'll be the first to admit that to you. Whole lot of waxing poetic popping off here.
Sir, this show would not operate the way it does without your expertise. Impossible by viewers like you.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I'll take my roses and coin.
Sell me, man.
All right, so Mount Rushmore. We going 4?
I need that on a shirt.
Huh?
I need that on a shirt. Sell me mine.
Sell me mine.
Okay. First face on this this goat from Mount Goatmore.
We going for 4, right?
We can do it traditional. 4 and 4. A possible.
4 an honorable mention. Yeah, I'm with that.
All right, cool.
And you and I cannot wait. Do we want to add that caveat? Do we want to add the caveat that our picks can't overlap?
We're picking 4 each.
Yeah.
And we're doing this draft style. Okay, yeah. Picks can't overlap. Fine.
They can or cannot. I'm saying cannot bet. All right, cool. Run it.
You get a little better. Dusty Rhodes.
Damn it.
Big Dust.
Big Dust, if you will.
Big Dust is responsible for more wrestling culture than almost anybody. Matter of fact, he's the guy that influenced one of the other guys that got taken off the list for being a GOAT.
Damn. Ron
he is the genesis of the bar. Got him saying they made Hove. Made Hove say, okay, so make another Hove. And he did.
He did.
Dusty actually made another Hove. Halloween Havoc, Fall Brawl, War Games, the Great American Bash. All of these he done main evented more Starcades than Hogan done main evented WrestleManias, maybe. I don't actually know that for a fact. I had to go back and count. But then his influence, in front of the camera or at the commentary table, booking. Everybody knows about the yellow polka dot run. It was good for what it was good for.
And he made it. And he made it work regardless.
Then him influencing what now is WWE's saving grace as far as talent from NXT. He laid his hands directly on Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, I believe.
She might have been around the last. I'm really hard pressed to say if she was or was not.
I'm not.
But it's pretty damn close on her.
But you get my point.
Yes.
He blessed the whole
game.
Assembly line.
He blessed the game
at every level, at every possible level. He did everything but sell concessions.
You want to just put Dusty as all 4 yours and walk away?
No, I just had to splash real quick because I knew that was going to be my first one. So I had to get outside and really put the 2 on the 10.
There it is. All right. Ron Simmons.
I respect it.
What more can I say about Ron Simmons other than the fact that he was the one that made you check his stats at Florida State if you weren't familiar with the SEC back in the late 80s, early 90s. He's also being credited as being the first black world heavyweight champion. In a national or in an international brand, he for sure was the first black world heavyweight champion, defeating Big Van Vader with a power slam.
Solid pick,
man. Managed by the great Theodore Rufus Long, the first ever Broken Pencil booking company, pro wrestling podcast and radio show infused with hip hop Hall of Famer.
He's the only guy with the jacket.
One half of the tag team Doom with the late great Hacksaw Butch Reed.
You know how we feel about Doom around here.
I mean, all tag teams. Doom is what the Road Warriors would have been if the Road Warriors were actually tough guys. Not to say they couldn't brawl, but there's some footage out there of Doom that you need to see if you don't understand what I'm trying to tell you. Suave, your second pick, please, sir.
Roddy Piper.
That is a damn good pick, sir.
heralded by most as maybe the greatest talker in the history of professional wrestling. Certainly top 3, and he's not 3. Everyone that talks now attempts to pattern themselves after Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper main evented the first WrestleMania. He was part of the angle and the driving force of the angle that took WrestleMania into being a success. Like, he's the guy that had to be vanquished by the hero. He's the first supervillain, as far as, McMahon land is concerned. So, yeah. Every wrestler with a talk show is patterned after Piper's Pit.
Man. What let's go through it. The body shop. What's the other one? The barber shop.
Barber shop.
What's
the Brother Love Show?
Yep.
Funeral parlor.
Paul Bearer's funeral parlor. Yep.
Shawn Michaels' Heartbreak Hotel.
Miz TV.
Absolutely. Corey Graves' Electric Chair.
Miz TV is damn near a carbon copy of Piper's Pit from the early 2000 SmackDown era.
What was Jericho's Talk is Jericho?
Talk is Jericho.
No. That's his pod.
That's podcast.
What was the segment called? Because he had a talk show.
That's where he had the Geritron 5000.
Right. That. The Kevin Owens show.
What was the name of that damn show that Jericho had? You know we talking about shit.
Put it in the comments under the video or shoot something to the socials, because I'm not finna Google that.
Because we cannot forget the extremely or the obscenely offensive or the obscenely expensive Geritron 5000.
Right. Who else had a talk show that I'm forgetting about? But y'all get the point.
Yep. The MVP, the VIP lounge.
See? Christian, the Peep Show. No, don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy.
Let's see. How do I want to get out here? Man. A lot of people didn't know him on a national level, but he's responsible for some of the greats that you knew in WCW and WWE. Names like Kamala, names like the One Man Gang, even a wrestler by the name of Athena, aka Ember Moon. The list goes on and on of the amount of people. Even at one point, Ted DiBiase, none other than the General Skandor Akbar.
You crate digging. You crate digging on here. And
he doesn't get enough props, and a lot of managers that like, including Paul Bearer as Percival Pringle III, got their start and got their competition on the microphone from people like General Akbar.
Okay, I can see what you're doing. You're choosing from here, and that's admirable. And I no cap, no joke. I really do like that. Here's where I'm torn. My next pick.
This is where it goes left, people.
No, nothing.
No. For the picks, like, not saying like your decision is going to probably lead to me picking your fourth pick.
I don't know. You'd have to be on the same supplies I'm on to get.
Okay.
So the next pick is going for an attraction, and I'm weighing old school value versus modern day value, and trying to see which one was more must see attraction.
I know one of them.
I'm finna ruin some people because nobody's expecting me to say this. Brock Lesnar.
You know, it's funny. I'm thinking the same thing that you're thinking, And I'm going to say Roman Reigns for the exact same reason. It's a new age attraction.
Okay, so in my assessment of all of this, it was Lesnar, NCAA heavyweight championship pedigree. Comes in and is, high, super high level. Accomplished a lot in a very short span. Then goes to play professional football. Just like, oh, I'm finna go do this. There are people who play football their entire life, don't make it to the NFL. Or are never accomplished enough, or never good enough athletes, or there's always something. For Brock Lesnar to have just basically walked out of wrestling, walked into the NFL, walked out of the NFL, walked into UFC, walked out of UFC and back to WWE, and is $1 million gate every time he wrestles.
Not to mention, while in UFC, getting punched all over the body, had diverticulitis, had 90% of his stomach removed, or his small intestine removed, a large portion of his stomach removed, came back and took more beatings, and still was taking spot bookings in WWE before he signed a full-time contract. Absolutely. And full-time. Let's talk about that.
So yeah, think about this. Everything after 2012 is the weakest Brock Lesnar he's ever been.
And
he's the most vulnerable he's ever been. Like, after he came back, and what's that, 2012? 12, yeah. That's him missing his intestine.
Where we had Monday Night Raw featuring Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar was showing up on TV maybe 6 times a year.
Bam. We are here to sell the pay-per-view. You get maybe one Raw. You might get the go-home show. Heyman's doing all the selling. You be lucky to get something recorded via satellite.
We got a free satellite appearance because of travel issues due to a damn snowstorm in the middle of a WrestleMania build.
He's the only guy I've ever seen throw the title at McMahon.
And let me add this too. You picked Roman. You picked Brock Lesnar for all those accolades. Roman Reigns doesn't have the non-WWE accolades that Brock Lesnar has, but be damned if he doesn't have GOAT level accolades. Already top 4 in title reigns for WWE champions and for consecutive days. That is the longest reigning modern day champion since Good Try Terry in the 80s, and we're inching up upon 1,000 days as champion. The question has been rampant online, not just with the groups that we're in, but even with people that I talk to outside, like the people I come across at the JO, or people I come across just, when they wearing wrestling t-shirts and we get to talking. The question always comes across: how can Roman Reigns be this good when he's not wrestling anybody? The answer is simple. Who can you wrestle when you've wrestled and beat everybody?
Whose fault is that?
It's it's not his. Name.
I can only dance with who's in the club.
And then there's that. Your number 4, Suave.
I'm torn on it. I'm torn. But I did logic for my first 3, so I might as well I'm gonna have some fun with my 4th one and just do something for me. Have some me time. Sting.
This is funny. This was not planned. I want you to take a look at this. Dusty, Ron Simmons. All right.
Mm-hmm.
There's the correlation there. Now Piper Skinner Akbar, not so much. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. You see, the correlation there. Now, this is circumstantial, but there's still correlation in my pick, and I'll let you go and hit on your sting points in a second. Paul Levesque, aka Triple H.
Solid pick.
Now-
Solid pick. Like that's like your Dusty pick for me. Yeah. Did it in front of the camera, behind the camera, in the office, outside the office, at the water cooler.
And you've known me for many a moon. You know that Triple H, I was not a Triple H fan. I was not a huge Triple H fan. It was like Jordan. I wasn't a Jordan fan until he went to Washington. And it's only because I appreciated him for what he did in his career.
Would the Triple H's like me to Orton? Like, it finally all came together, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I support it. Let bygones be bygones type thing.
Yep.
Yeah. I can dig it. I mean, look, Sting. Okay, once upon a time, I had done breakfast bars on 97.9. For those who are in the local area, that
KBF, BFM, Dallas, Fort Worth. Yeah.
There's the radio pedigree showing through right there. So afterwards, did a quick chop up session, and one of the questions I got asked, because I made sure to bring up home base. So the question was, who was my favorite wrestler? And I didn't have an answer at the time because I really had never thought about it. And I was like, some of these guys are grown up to be real assholes.
Never meet your heroes.
Yeah, like, even with the ones I haven't met, it's like, you got some sketchy stuff on your record, my boy. Like, you out here.
Wrestling's
here
so
living,
weird with that too. Oh man.
You know what I'm saying? You out here living kind of foul, my boy. So there's that, and then there's other people's like, I like him, but not my favorite of all time. And then I had to think about it. I was like, I grew up watching just as much Southern regional wrestling as what was coming from Stanford at the time, or Titan Tower. Indeed. So who did I see as much, or if not more, than I would have seen, Good Try Terry or Mr. Hellwig, or even Andre the Giant, who was good, who was on my list of potentials. It was out of him and Lesnar. When I was talking about old school attraction versus new school, it was either Lesnar or Andre. And I was like, especially as a kid, considering the syndication and the TBS airtime, I saw more Sting matches than I saw anything. When I really started thinking about it, it's like, you got WCW Worldwide, you got
NWA Pro or WCW Pro as well.
All of that main event used to come on Sundays. You got the Clash of the Champions specials, like
the 4 pay-per-views per year.
Right. So, and we always talk about my wheelhouse as far as who I like and what I'm most knowledgeable in. Where's the place, like, besides WrestleMania main events and certain stuff like that? Where am I always like dead ass accurate?
Starrcade?
More so just that early to mid 90s stretch of WCW.
Oh yeah, so there's a mental block for me for a number of reasons during that time frame. Suave fills those gaps in spades for me.
Yeah, so like, I lived the Dangerous Alliance in real time, which was, that whole situation was created so Sting had something to do, because he was bored, popular to the point that he would have been champion the whole time. His popularity never dropped from that level, but different bookers, different people trying different things, and business is business. But Sting checked all the boxes as far as presentation before and after Neon. So you got Neon Sting, who's all the early 90s, and then you got Crow Sting in the latter part of the 90s. Is like,
now, and people don't give Eddie Gilbert Sting enough credit either, though.
That's because people haven't seen enough Eddie Gilbert Sting.
There wasn't a lot.
That is.
There wasn't a lot.
Homework.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of it, but
there doesn't have to be a lot. But at least go find that part out.
Yeah, keep going with your Sting talk though.
But I mean, then you go into the longevity of the career. He spanned across what is it? 3 generations of wrestling fans now.
Not shit. Like, we're talking from '85 85, and he's still wrestling in 2022
for substantial amounts of money. This is not like this is not local basketball gym check.
And he's eating up the discount menu at Denny's.
Sting ain't never been on an indie show, as far as hell as I know. That it wasn't a favor.
The only indie show Sting was supposed to have been booked for, and I'm saying indie in quotation marks because it wasn't something that people knew about. It was, but the people that had the money behind it weren't independent people. Like they had bread. That's WXW. That was down in
That don't count.
That don't count.
That's
you know what I'm talking about, right? Was that no All Stars, World Wrestling All Stars, not WXW. They're down in Australia. Yeah.
Yeah, the Australian pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Nah. Fam. Larry's a biscuit. AJ Styles, didn't AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels wrestle?
It was a whole lot. It was a whole lot of like stars.
Larry Zbyszko went into a shoot challenge and Vince McMahon. Like, nah, bro, you don't get no indie show for saying Sting was there.
Nah.
Then he went and cashed a check from Dixie for all them years. Came back, got some more money with Tony Khan. Like, listen,
it could be argued that Sting had the best run of his career with Dixie Carter.
Sting is the walking, living, breathing definition of playing the long game. That man been a millionaire for
many moons.
Longer than a lot of people been alive. He's been a millionaire longer than MJF's been alive.
Wow. I'll stop you when you start lying.
Thank you. You know, because the difference between the lie and the truth,
lawsuits,
is a lawsuit. Look, Sting, an Apollo legend.
Triple H. I won't talk about terrorizing. I can't. But
started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Yeah, but you come in and wearing a ruffled shirt with a valet. I'm asking you.
No. Terrorizing was white boots, white knee pads.
No.
All the way up.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about him.
Nah, you got to include that. you can't appreciate the peak if you don't respect the valley.
Terrorizing was a rib name that he made work. Mm-hmm. He made it work and then decided to become a French aristocrat right before his departure to WWF as Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Wasn't that because somebody heard his shoot last name?
I never heard that story at all, but I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
I feel like it was told on one of them documentaries where it was like they heard his real last name was Levesque, and it was like, oh, he'd be a Frenchman. Put him with Steve Regal.
Straight blue blood action without even being called as a blue blood.
I had to go back and figure out where that came from, but yeah.
He's one of the founding members of the Clique. He brought in China. He had
designated driver of the Clique.
He had to shovel shit because of the whole breaking kayfabe, but the curtain call at Madison Square Garden with Shawn Michaels, Diesel, and Scott Hall, or Razor Ramon at the time.
He's the guy you can't have the conversation about. I think I'm being buried with.
Like like you could see it in real time, and in fact, he was scheduled to win the King of the Ring, and it could be argued that because of him deciding to say goodbye to a couple of good friends, that Austin 316 may not exist.
I mean, even if it is a happy accident.
Fast forward to this day, and because he can't wrestle anymore for health reasons, 14 total championships, only behind John Cena and Ric Flair in WWE counts. And sadly, happily, that's not even where his legacy begins. because he gave it to the kids the same way he got it from Dusty. NXT, the way that we knew NXT, what made NXT a must-watch event anytime they had a takeover on the network is because of Triple H. The reason why people still go and watch takeovers because they think it's going to be or live up to the same luster of what you and I, Suave, talk about when it comes to what translates to look like trash on paper. It could be gold in practicality. That's because of Triple H. Now, whether it translates to be that right now or not remains to be seen. I can say this.
The OG NXT is very much less is more and more is better.
Yep. And we're talking 5, maybe 6 matches if there was like a guest spot somewhere on there.
But all bangers.
Bangers. Now, what remains to be seen is what happens when this draft is complete, as Raw and SmackDown and NXT get active in the next couple of weeks on TV.
Reportedly, this is supposed to be the jump off of, his...
the Triple H era is upon us in real time on major television, including Fox. See. And yeah, we gonna see. I dare to say that we won't get the best TV that we've had in quite some time, and I'll be willing to bet this hat on it.
Okay.
So there's your Mount Rushmore for me and from Suave, minus the GOATs who already make up most people's Mount Rushmore. So Suave, you have Dusty, Roddy Piper, Brock Lesnar, and Sting. I have Ron Simmons, General Skander Akbar, Roman Reigns, and Triple H.
You want an honorable mention?
Sure, why not?
I'll be a sporting gentleman. You go first.
Give me Andre.
Right off my plate, huh?
He
right off my plate.
He was gracious enough to let Kamala slam him prior to Hogan slamming him in WWF WrestleMania 3. He was undefeated across all the territories for years. If there was a battle royal that was scheduled and he was in it, he was winning. He was throwing people over the top. He was going to be the last man standing and probably grabbing a bag of money and throwing it to the crowd in the process.
Right. Andre with the old school WWF duffel bag, the navy blue one with the gold straps.
And even later on in his career, when he became masked after his somewhat disappointing Bobby Heenan run, as he never won the belt, although DiBiase paid for the belt. And then he got it sized up for him. I digress. But
he should have been able to write that off on his taxes.
He was in a tag team that was managed by Captain Lou Albano called the Machines. The Machine. He was the Giant Machine. There was a Super Machine who was Bill Eadie, aka the Mass Superstar, aka Smash from Demolition. Was it Smash or Axe?
Axe.
Thank you. And then also the what was it? Super Machine, the Big Machine. Oh, he was the Big Machine. Super Machine was Haku. Yeah. So there you go. There's
who later ended up teaming with Andre as the Colossal Connection in Stamford.
This was also in Stamford.
Wait, the Super Machine stuff was in Stamford too?
Yeah. It was a takeoff of Japanese tag team or Japanese concept, but it happened in Stamford.
See, now I got to start crate digging. That feels like that's a little bit before my window.
I'm thinking it's like 1987.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was like 1987. At any rate, yeah, Andre, an Apollo legend. Go ahead, Suave. Who's your honorable mention?
Randy Savage.
Ooh, good pick.
Macho Man Randy Savage. He's the precursor to 1, meticulous planning of wrestling matches. 2, the guy who's not built like a giant but has a giant's attitude. So we all know Randy Savage was not he was not 6'7".
6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot much.
But when he enters the room, you can't tell he's not 8 feet tall, because that's how he carried himself. Just the promo game, stupid. Wardrobe,
cup of coffee, You
know what I'm saying? Main event status unquestionable. Responsible for a lot of people's choice of greatest match of all time.
He wasn't the first. He wasn't the first person to bring a lady valet as his corner, but he was the one that pioneered how she looked.
Then there's that. Every male female wrestler valet relationship in the history of professional wrestling after them was patterned after them. And you can't replicate it. Like, no matter how many times people try, I have not seen anybody effectively replicate that.
And there have been many people who tried.
In front of and behind the camera.
And in fact, even one that tried to replicate it with him, Sherry Martel, rest in peace. She tried it multiple times with multiple people. She tried it with him, with Shawn Michaels, and with Harlem Heat.
So that would be DiBiase, Savage, Michaels, Harlem Heat. She hit home runs with all of them. I ain't gonna lie to her. Like, ain't no duds out of there. Ain't no duds.
All those black cats fire.
Like, Elizabeth and Randy have a different emotional value for certain people who are into that sort of thing. I'm the guy who doesn't need to watch a superhero movie with a love plot. Never been that guy. If I'm watching a superhero movie, I don't really care if there's a love interest.
Me looking at.
You see what I'm saying? Like, they tug at your heartstrings.
And they were already married. That's what made it even worse. I
just want to be entertained. Yeah, I just want to be entertained. I don't give a damn about any of this other stuff.
Man, I'm good. I really want to know what the pencil pushers think about their Mount Rushmores minus those 9 that we talked about. Hit us up on the socials. Show at brokenpencilbc.com, brokenpencilbc@gmail.com. That's at brokenpencilbc on all things social. At brokenpencilbc on what?
Everything.
And part 2 to our Build a Brand is coming up in on the next episode. So, you know, make sure if you writing down the brands, you know, feel free to draft with us. Get your folk involved. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up. You know what it is. You know where to find us. Go Renegades. Let me say that. They have this is the most interesting time for the XFL, as you have a 4-5 team battling the number 1 team in the league. And I believe the Houston Roughnecks have the only 1 loss. So they've won $9,000 in bonuses this season. Well, $8,000 in bonuses this season. Gotta
love it.
And they have a defensive corps known as the Police, aka the Bad Boys. They coming to get you. The irony about me talking about the Roughnecks and the Renegades.
I wish I would have been in the creative room when that got pitched around.
The irony of me talking about the Roughnecks and the Renegades is the fact that when the XFL came back the second time, but the last game before everything went apeshit in terms of the pandemic, Suave and I attended the game, and it was the Renegades versus the Roughnecks. So if the Renegades win this game, I don't know if you're aware of this, Suave. If the Renegades win this game, not only are they in the playoffs, but they play the Roughnecks again the following week for the semis to determine who goes to the championship.
Hey, fam.
Houston versus Dallas again. Like,
it never fails.
Look, I really want for this game to go a second one. That'd be super dope.
We have such the on again, off again relationship with Houston. Like it's like sibling rivalry turned up to 60.
Yeah, it's cool when artists are collaborating and you meet somebody from the sister city, but it's like y'all brothers and don't even know who each other's mother is.
Yikes.
When it comes to the sports, the Mavericks, the Rockets,
yeah,
the Stros and the Rangers.
Sports culture is usually where it goes right or left.
Back in the day, used to be SMU and U of H, the Cougars. So like the Mustangs and the Cougars,
If you get down to that level and you beefing about sports, it's just like, hey, just separate corners.
Let the two Booker T. Washingtons duke it out.
Bam. Yeah, just there's no hope for you.
It's over.
Everything.
It's over, man. Suave, take him to the house.
Man, pencil pushers for Del Viper Jr. and Suave McShay. This has been part 1 of the draft and another fire episode of the Broken Pencil Logic you tune in for. Pencil pushers, heads up, pencils down.
Part 2 next week. Get your draft and shit ready.